He- Hello everybody, it's Malcolm Watson here, coming live to you from Warfield in Berkshire in the UK on a nice sunny May day for a change. We've had all the seasons in one in the last few days, from high winds to rain and even snow in some areas. But today we're okay. So I hope you've had a good week. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you. If you're watching live, let me know where you're watching from, and if you're on replay, please let me know. And as always, as I say, if you're new and you haven't joined me before, please let me know, because I'd love to welcome you. So, have you ever been asked the question, what are your top tips for developing a business, developing a situation, developing relationships? Well, today I want to share my top 3 tips with you for this. It's always best to be yourself. It doesn't matter. We've all got flaws. So if you're yourself, you are natural, and that's a great asset, to be natural. People can soon see if you're a fraud or if you're not real. So always be yourself. For a long time on social media, I believed I should really copy successful people. After all, they were successful. Now, you can copy what they do, but you don't copy them, because after all, I realise that you and me, like all ordinary people, we're special too, and we have our own special attributes that we can bring to the party. So the first thing is be yourself, because people buy from people they trust. That's the important thing to remember. You do it, I do it. We do it from people we trust, or organisations we trust. So when you connect with someone, the 3 things you need to do are establish a relationship, build trust, and then turn that trust and relationship into a friendly relationship that you can bring into the team or your family team. And that's important, because friends are really special. You treat them right. You always treat friends right. And if you don't, you should do. You would never do anything to hurt a friend, hopefully. And I love Fraser Brooks's phrase that if you treat friends like royalty, then they'll give you loyalty. And that's the same with friends, family, and certainly people in your team. So remember that. Treat people like royalty and they will give you loyalty. Therefore, the first of my tips is establish a relationship. That means you want to find out more about each other. It's not a one-way process. And I always look at if someone invites me to, sends me a friend request, I always look at their page, because the page tells you an awful lot about the person. So you want to have a look at your own page. Is it the reflection of what you're trying to promote? Is it what you want? Does it look good? Have you got silly photographs? Have you got things that maybe seem funny at the time, but if you're trying to impress people to like you and to trust you, is that the right thing? So the first thing is just look at your page, the picture, what you say about yourself. All that information is so important. And one tip is, there are lots of people out there, unfortunately, who are scammers and so on. And one of the things you can always look at, scammers don't put any information about themselves. They might have a good picture, they might have a good tagline, but they don't put information about themselves. So if people don't put information, maybe there's a reason. They're not trying that hard, or you need to be aware of them. So remember that. So look at your page. Then if you're building this, establishing this relationship, there are different things that you can do, but basically you want to find out what they do for relaxation. Have they got a family? What do they like to read? What do they like to watch? What do they like to listen to? Now, it's not a bam, 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 bam question. This just comes up in general conversation. And I always like, when I'm on Messenger or whatever, is just to have a conversation, not always be asked. So often it amazes me that people say, "Hey Malcolm, I'd love you to be a contact of mine. And then the next thing is, would you be interested? Would you have a look at this? And I always say, hey, let's get to know each other first, and then we can talk about this. So that's establishing that relationship. Remember, part of establishing a relationship is building trust, because that's what you need to do. Remember, people buy from people they trust and like, from companies they trust. And if they can see you are genuine, they can see you are interested, and they can look at your history, you know, just where you're from. And that's often a thing. Oh, I see you come from Liverpool. I come from Liverpool, blah, blah, blah. And if you went to college or university, which one you went to, and they can have a look at your history, but they can also have a look at the history of how many times you put a post up, what your posts are, and so on. So again, just think carefully. Remember the value of posts. You can have value from posts and show your family. You can have value from posts and give tips. You can have value from posts and talk about an event you've just been to, like I did on mine. I've just been listening to Success Summit online for 3 days and got such value out of it, and I shared my top takeaways from that. So that's a good thing. Now, during this process, having established a relationship, built trust and so on, an opportunity may arise where you can mention your business. It may not, but it most likely will, because people are interested and say, you know, what do you do? And if they ask you that, what I say is, I help build wealth. I help people build wealth. Would you be interested to find out more? Would you like to know more? That's all I say. I don't mention the company. I don't mention what I do. I'm whetting the appetite. So again, if people are pushing you and say, look at this, look at that. If you're interested in building wealth, you're interested. If you're not, you're not. And that's fine. But at least then people know what you do. People know what you do. And it amazes me that people will send me requests and they obviously haven't looked at my page because they ask me what I do, and I think, why don't you look at your page? Why don't you find out before you ask people? Because that's what you do with friendships. You just don't go up to someone and start talking and say, I'd like to be your friend. You establish relationships slowly. So that's it. You know, all I say is I help people build wealth. Would you like to know more? You're talking like a friend. Now remember that when you start off, that person's a stranger. They've become a friend because you've started to find out more about them, and you're now trying to bring them into the family of your contacts and so on. So only say things when the moment is right. If they ask you, fine. And at some stage, it may become the right time, just in conversation, for you to actually mention about what you do. And then you can say something very simple about, hey, I'm just wondering, you know, we've been friends for a while now. I'm just wondering if you'd be open to having a look at what I do, checking out some information. It may not be for you, but no worries. If you don't want to, I just thought I'd ask. Try it. What have you got to lose? Before you asked, you had nothing. So having a no is nothing. You're not losing anything. You're just giving the opportunity. Because the worst thing is, later down the line, someone said, I wish you'd told me. I wish I'd got into that at this stage and so on. So it's an important thing to remember just about building relationships. So that's my 3 tips today. As simple as 1, 2, 3. Establish a relationship, build trust, and then you have a friend who can come into your family. Remember that call to action. At some stage, say, are you interested? At some stage, they might say, what do you do? And that's when you give your call to action. I help people build wealth. Would you like to know more? Would you like to know what I do? It may not be for you. I just wondered. So that's it. I hope it's been helpful for you, my 3 top tips. If you think this would help other people that you know, please share it. I'd be very grateful for you, because by sharing we find out from things. If you'd like to know more about myself and what I do, you know, I help people build wealth. Well, if you'd like to know more, please ask, and I will share information with you. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate each and every one of you. I look forward to reading your comments. I hope to see you again at the same time, Thursday next week, 12:30 British Summer Time, 13:30 Central European Time. And until then, as I always say, stay safe, look after yourself, look after those you love and those who are important to you, and help everybody you can. Malcolm Watson, One for One Goal, saying thank you, and I'll see you again soon.